Happy fixture release day. I'm going to pretend like it was actually a thing, but yeah, you should be happy. The fixtures are now released for all your teams, especially for Newcastle United, because seeing as you're watching me, I'm guessing you're a Newcastle United fan. But anyway, happy fixture release day. We have found out now who we are going to be playing for the whole entire Premier League season. It feels good to be back. No more Championship football. Now, couple notable mentions in there, quite a few in fact. First things first, we start off first game of the season against Spurs. Yes, Tottenham Hotspur come to St James's Park, and we all remember the last time they came to St James's Park. They got absolutely torn to pieces, 5-1, and they were chasing. Well, they were trying to get ahead of Arsenal for a start, and obviously chasing that second spot. And boy, even if we was relegated, we still gave them a pasting. So, Spurs fans, I know you're gassed about finishing second last season and yada, 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 and Harry Kane's one of your own. But at the same time, we haven't forgotten. It hasn't been that long since he came to us. Only a season in between the last time he came to us. So be prepared, and hopefully we've got some new players to be showcasing for that first game of the season. Now, last game of the season is also something that I look at as well. And we host Chelsea as well. Last season's champions as well. So again, kind of not looking forward to that one. I think that has happened before where we've played Chelsea in the last game of the season. And I don't think it ended too well, if I remember correctly. So Spurs on the first game of the season, Chelsea in the last game of the season. Let's get the ball rolling with the honourable mentions now. So going off my list in front of me, I have September and March. The reason why I got September and March is when we play Liverpool. Yes, return to Anfield in March for Rafa Benitez, obviously former Liverpool manager. Loved over there still to this day. Was living up there quite currently, I think, up until, well, we're all around that area, till quite recently. And obviously still respected in that area as well. And obviously then we played them in September. Earlier on in the season. So again, two fixtures to look forward to for Rafa Benitez as well. A lot of history between those two teams. Obviously the 4-3 wins to Liverpool. We've done all right against them in recent years as well. Not too bad. My fondest memory quite recently is when I think we beat them 3-1 when Andy Carroll scored that left foot goal from about 35 yards out. And obviously in terms of transfer dealings as well, we've done all right out of them as well, Andy Carroll being the main thing as well. So again, that's another thing to look forward to. They've had a decent season last season, obviously qualifying for the Champions League. Jurgen Klopp seems to be their saviour, as Rafa Benitez is ours. So yeah, two teams in good spirits at the moment. So that's another thing to look forward to going forward. Now, the next thing on my list is derbies. Now, obviously we haven't got Sunderland and Middlesbrough in the same league as us. Obviously they went down, we went up. We know the whole story, we know the whole songs about it as well. So the closest derbies, and the reason why I use that, because they're not really derbies, but the closest teams to us if you're living in Newcastle are Burnley and Huddersfield Town. Now, Huddersfield Town, I would say that's more of a derby compared to Burnley. I think Burnley's just purely because of distance rather than actual rivalry, because I can't remember us playing them too often, if I'm honest. But Huddersfield Town, obviously judging by last season, they won the first one at our ground. We won the second one at their grounds. We won up via obviously winning the championship. They went up via winning the playoffs. So it's going to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to the Huddersfield Town one especially. I remember getting so much stick when we lost to them. And I thought we was actually going to walk the championship. Lo and behold, we didn't. But we still won it regardless anyway. So looking forward to that one. Looking forward to the Burnley one as well. It'll be interesting to see who they have in their team, because by the start of the season, in fact, they could be quite depleted with the likes of Michael Keane being linked here, there and everywhere. And I think even Andre Gray was linked to us not too long ago as well. So it'll be interesting to see who will be starting for Burnley come when we play them. I believe we've got Burnley in August and Huddersfield Town in October. In fact, Huddersfield Town is our first away game of the season, so that's going to be another interesting one as well. So next on the list, I have the two longest journeys for any Newcastle fan living in Geordieland. So we have a couple of South Coast teams in the Premier League, as we do know about Brighton. Obviously played them last season, and that journey was absolutely immense. I mean, obviously it was worth it. Obviously we got the win down there, but it's a long arse journey. And then obviously we've got Southampton down there, not too far away from them as well. And I believe we've got Brighton in September, and then Southampton in October as well. So quite early on, get those two journeys out of the way. And obviously they got the return journeys to look forward to later on in the season as well. So those are two long journeys. If you're a Newcastle United fan and you travel to a lot of away games, I'd suggest getting that one in early, booking it in, whether it's flight. Wouldn't really recommend a coach down there, maybe a train. That's the way I got down there, and it was still a long ass journey. So make sure you get that one in, save yourself some pennies, and maybe even get yourself a travel lodge for the night, because it's going to be a long one, that's for sure. The next notable mention I have got on the list is a trip to Wembley. Now, I haven't said that for ages as a Newcastle United fan. God, when's the last time we've been to Wembley? Oh, that's for another video anyway. But no, we're not in a cup final just yet. You know, it could happen. It could happen under Rafa Benitez. We was nearly there last season if we beat bloody Hull City. But anyway, yes, we got a trip to Wembley. Obviously, Spurs, they got their new grounds coming up very, very soon, as of the following season, not next season. So they are going to be currently playing in Wembley for, well, next season basically. And we've got their first trip to Wembley in God knows how many years. Someone please update me in the comment section. On the 17th of March. So yes, we get a big trip to Wembley. Been there. It's quite daunting being in there and seeing if these Spurs fans can actually fill it up. That's another thing as well, because obviously there must have been a reason why they wanted to get an expansion, a bigger stadium, because they thought they had the needs for it. Obviously Newcastle United fans fill out St James's Park every time they're at home, pretty much every single week. Seeing as they're getting a 60,000 seater stadium, it'll be interesting to see if they can fill Wembley up or get even close to it, because I'm sure West Ham wasn't filling up the Olympic Stadium every single week, but again, that's a different kettle of fish altogether. Moving on to the next one is the TV games. Now we first find out what's on TV for August and September on the 10th of July, and then these dates go on throughout the year. You know, you find out a month in advance of what's going to be on TV, whether you're an armchair fan or you literally just can't make the game because of what other commitments you have. So the first set of games we find out in August and September, you'll find out on the 10th of July. And then throughout the year, you'll find out what's going to be on TV the month beforehand as well. Now, you can find those dates on the Chronicle. I found that up from the Chronicle. But it'll be interesting to find out, you know, what's going to be on TV. You know, if you can't make it, then obviously that's the next best thing to do. And then the last notable mention for me is the 125 birthday anniversary. Obviously, we've got the shirts made in honour of those. We've got the red lettering on the back. We've had it advertised all summer. And in fact, that date falls on the 9th of December, and we have Leicester City at home as well. So that'll be an interesting one. I'm sure a lot of stuff will be made around that date as well, whether it be players from the past making an appearance before the game. Obviously, be wearing the shirts, obviously, that you can pick up for £100. Yeah, it's quite steep. £100 for those shirts. So I'm sure they'll be worn as well, and I'm sure there'll be other stuff made as well. So other stuff that's going on for the foreseeable is obviously the new shirt that's coming out very, very soon. The Gallagate flags have also said that they'll be making an appearance with their flags on the first game of the season. And obviously we're still waiting for this Chinese consortium story to either disappear or actually have some substance, and B, for some notable transfers to be making an appearance. So a lot to go through. That's the notable mentions for the fixtures. Let me know what you're looking forward to, what games you're going to be going to. Are you going to be going to all of them, or are you just going to be picking and choosing due to work commitments, yada, yada, yada. So thank you guys for listening as always. I'll see you guys all soon. Keep it tuned as always. Peace.